David was a man of great depth of feeling, right? You read the Psalms, it's quite evident. As a man with such great depth of feeling, it should come to us as no surprise to hear how his afflictions brought him acute distress, and how the slander of his enemies troubled him and drove him down, drove him to his knees, you might say. My strength fails, my bones waste away. I'm a reproach to my enemies. I'm even repulsive to my own acquaintances. As 19th century preacher Spurgeon put it, it had become his daily occupation to mourn. He spent all his days in the dungeon of distress. The sap and essence of his existence was being consumed as a candle is wasted when it burns. His adversities were shortening his days and digging for him an early grave. Look at verse 12. I'm forgotten like a dead man out of mind. I'm like a broken vessel. David's sorrows here prefigured those of the man of sorrows, who would one day be born in David's city and sit upon David's throne. At this point in his experience, people had given up on him. Evidently, the fickle public had turned against him. They had long forgotten his great victory over Goliath and his other victories in battle. I'm forgotten like a dead man out of mind. I'm like a broken vessel. Now, a vessel has some value if it's not broken. When it's broken, it's ready to be discarded. That's how David felt. I'm like a broken vessel. I'm of no use to anybody anymore. I hear the slander of many, he says. I can hear the slander of many. Deny your self-comforts? Well, you're an ascetic. You don't appreciate what God has given you, the gifts God's given. Permit yourself comforts, you're a glutton. If you're prudent, you're called stingy. If you give freely, you'll be called wasteful. If you seek justice when you're wronged, you'll be called thin-skinned and vengeful. If you seek no justice when you're wrong, you're a pushover. Shakespeare said, be thou chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny or slander. You can be chaste as ice, you can be as pure as snow. That doesn't mean you'll escape slander. When you consider what slander did to this man of God, as revealed in this psalm, it should cause us to think twice before we malign one of God's servants. Whosoever spreads slander is a fool. In the multitude of words, sin is not lacking, but he who restrains his lips is wise. Proverbs 10. And then David says, they're scheming to take my life. They're scheming to take my life. As you know, men schemed to take the life of Joseph. They schemed to take the life of Nehemiah. They schemed to take the life of Elijah. They schemed to take the life of Jeremiah. They schemed to take the life of John the Baptist. They schemed to take the life of Stephen. They schemed to take the life of James, of Peter, of Paul, and of the Lord Jesus himself. It shouldn't surprise us that they schemed against David. But then, David's faith reasserts itself in verse 14. But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from those who persecute me. Make your face shine upon your servant. Save me for your mercy's sake. My times are in your hand. What a beautiful statement of faith. My times are in your hand. Your times are in God's hands. And you're safe in those hands until that time when he's determined to take you home. And that time has already been determined.